Guys, Dan here today, back with another Hidden Lore backstory video where we dive deep into the lords, the villains, and some of the characters of Resident Evil Village. Today we're talking about Salvatore Moreau, a very creepy and interesting character, and probably one of the only villains in the game you actually sort of feel sorry for in a way. Of course, this will have spoilers, so come back after you beat the game. But this character reminds me of an urban legend of an ugly monster that was disfigured, ugly, but didn't want to harm anyone, but just simply sort of cried and couldn't get over the fact how hideous it had become. And that was the sort of vibe I got from Moreau. And he also sort of reminds me, if anyone's seen it, the Bong Joon-ho picture, The Host. I think it was around 2008 when the movie came out. His mutated form reminds me of the creature in that movie. A great movie, you should check it out. But you kind of feel sorry for Moreau because all he ever wanted to do was be loved by Mother Miranda, and instead, thanks to Ethan, thanks to us, that didn't pan out. So Salvatore Moreau is a mutant human who lives in Eastern Europe mountain range. He is the last surviving member of the Moreau family and lives at the reservoir, Moreau Reservoir. The Cadeau obviously transformed him into a hideous fish monster that's able to swim, deform face, but also has the ability to speak, which is a bit unique. He can also control these enzyme walls, which he uses. You see in the first cutscene that you see with him when you go into his base of operations, and he sort of lures you into his trap card and creates these walls and uses that to his advantage, especially in that boss fight you have with him. He'll put those walls up to try and corner you. That was actually probably the hardest boss fight. Even none of the boss fights are hard. That was probably the hardest of them though. And maybe the most fun, I don't know. One of the most, it was a different boss fight compared to the others. You had the acidic rain, one of his special moves, I call it. But obviously at the end of that boss fight, he blows up into oblivion and he's no more. And you sort of feel sorry for him. You wonder how it all came to be. But for generations, his family maintained an alliance with Benevito, Heisenberg, Dimitrescu, controlling the isolated village. So they were all friendly in a way. But Moreau, I believe, is the most loyal to Mother Miranda, eventually infected by the Cadeau, making him this creature. But he always wants to please Mother Miranda. Everything we see from his character in the game, in the cutscenes, and some of the writing in the notes and diary entries, all point to him really just wanting her love and affection and never quite getting it.
What do you mean, Mother's special child?
Mother wants her baby back.
Don't screw with me!
Wait, please. If you take it, then the others will laugh at me. But if I do better than them...
What do I care?
Wait, just a little longer, please.
And Moreau's played by Jesse Pimelton, which I'm going to be getting on the show for a live interview. That's the English voice actor for the character and motion capture. We're going to get him on in the next week or so stay tuned for that. I'll leave a link in the description. Now, looking at the art director's comments in the behind the scenes in the game, some of the artwork, Moreau's mutated form looks a lot like an aquatic creature. As each of the boss fights are giant versions of themselves, Moreau is a massive mer creature covered with frog spawn looking eyes. And it wouldn't be a Resident Evil game without a boss with 1,000 eyes, hey? He uses his large arms and legs, as well as giant fish-like body, to swim. Some more art director comments on mutated Moreau in detail. The piece was used to visualize Moreau's acid vomit attacks, we talked about that earlier, as well as his humanoid body inside the mouth of his monstrous body. Geez, that's a grotesque figure, isn't it? Tried to convey his creepy aquatic nature in each movement. Oh, you definitely did portray that. Now, after the boss fight, you can go back in and see his diary. Here's what it says. It says, Mother Miranda gave me a rose jar. No one likes me, which I thought they would leave me out again. But Heisenberg said that was why we each get a rose. The ceremony cannot happen without us all. Mother doesn't seem to care enough. Even the way they've written it makes it sound like he's talking. A little bit, missing some vocabulary, just a little bit childlike. Because you have to believe that the mutation has affected his brain and the way he can speak. Mother said Rose is a vessel. With a vessel, Mother can get her real child back, even though she has been dead for a very long time. Of course, that ties in with the story. But if Mother does, then what will happen to me? I'm not her real child. Would she abandon me? No. I don't want that. Again, just showing that he has only one thing on his mind, and the love and affection of Mother Miranda. And then the final note is no, 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 no. Just written like 100 times. Just to really drill the point home. And as you can see there, that's the Cadeau, which you see a couple of times pop up. That's, of course, how things are affected, including him. Now, off the beaten path near Moreau's Reservoir, there's a section where he actually took people and did experiments, his secret laboratory, and there's a couple of notes here. Let's read them. Mother Miranda gave me a mountain. Now I can do lots and lots of Cadeau experiments. This is my secret special laboratory. So even the way he's talking, very childlike, isn't it? When you read it out like that. I did 3 Cadeau experiments today, but they all went pop and made a mess. I'm sort of laughing at the way this is written. I put in the Cadeau and then I tried putting wolf blood from a needle into the spine. The person wriggled a lot and then killed my assistant. I could not hold it down, so I put it in a cage and now I have to feed it. And then you go on to face this wolf, as you're seeing here in this section. So a bit of storytelling through the notes. I love that. A lot of games, they'll show collectibles and notes and they'll introduce some lore, but it won't be to this extent. Like, this game does it really well, and so does The Last of Us. I remember Last of Us really told some great stories through collectibles, through notes. This is how you do it. So yeah, he was conducting experiments on villagers using the Cadeau to help Mother Miranda, again showing his undying love, his little clinic, as they call it, but none of them really seemed to work out, and the one that sort of did, with the wolf blood, we ended up having to take that creature out in the game. But again, he was helping Mother Miranda to try and find that vessel for her child to be reborn, and of course the vessel ends up being Rose, which you all found out throughout the game. So that's a bit of backstory on Moreau. Again, guys, I'll be interviewing the voice actor. Make sure you check that out. Very interesting character. Again, I feel quite sorry for him, the way it ended. You know, he just wanted love and affection, and what he got in the end was his ultimate demise. Probably would have been good another 30 minutes, a bit more things in there to explore, but again, a great character. Thanks as always, guys. Look out for the next video in this series, the Hidden Laws series. Let me know who you want me to cover next. Heisenberg, Lady D, the Duke, you let me know. As always, guys, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Take care.
What am I supposed to do?